Good morning everyone. I am Rutu Parekh from Arya College of Engineering and IT. We are going to study Radar and TV Engineering, Unit 5th, Modern TV System, topic 3D TV. In continuation with our first part, we completed our first part and this is the second part where we are going to study about auto stereoscopic TVs. In the first part, we have studied successfully the stereoscopic TV, which is one of the part of 3D TV, and the other part is auto stereoscopic TVs. This type of TV does not need 3D glasses to see the 3D images in your TV. This means that you can view the 3D images even without the use of any active or passive glasses. Some of the basic type of stereoscopic TVs are explained below. Lenticular lenses. Lenticular lenses. To know the basics of lenticular lenses and their advantages in 3D viewing, we need to see that the different eyes are given the different slots of red and blue with the help of lenticular lenses, which are arranged in an array. This method involves the use of lenticules, which are actually very tiny cylindrical plastic lenses. These lenticules are then attached onto a transparent sheet in an array and then stuck onto the LCD TV screen. Thus, when a person views the screen, different images is received by the left and the right eye. That is, the images received by your left eye will be completely different from the received by the right eye. These different 2D images seen by your both eyes will be combined to a single 3D image by your brain. This method is actually called stereopesis, in which the eyes discern the depth. Thus, like other methods, there is no need to use of 3D glasses for watching a movie. This method can be easily tried and experimented at home. All you have to do is take a magazine, roll it to a cylindrical shape and view through it with your one eye, keeping the other eye closed. First see through your left eye, right eye, then your left eye. While viewing through one eye, keep the other one closed. You will notice that by viewing through different angles, you are actually viewing different images. That is, from your left eye, you get to see more pictures and text that is on the extreme left side. From right eye, you see more pictures and text that is on the extreme right side. When both these images are combined, you get a full depth image in the brain. Disadvantage of this method is that the developers of this technology have to create special type of images for the effect to work. The two sets of images must be joined together. Thus, if a person views such a video in a normal LCD TV, he would only be able to see blurry double images. Some people may not be able to cope up with the lenticular display for long. They feel a kind of emotion sickness after watching the display for a long time. This is because the eyes are given extra work to focus and also converge the image. This method is less popular than the other two auto stereoscopic methods. The production of such a 3D TV will also be very costly. Parallax barrier. Next method in auto stereoscopic TV is parallax barrier. Parallax barrier is mainly a small crate of liquid crystals of a liquid display that is placed right in front of a 2D screen. The crate may have slits at regular intervals and is placed at special pixel columns of the TFT screen. Thus, alternating images will be sent to each eye of the viewer. But the images to be received by the person, he must sit at a certain angle from the TV called the sweet spot. When the image voltage is given to the parallax barrier, the slits present at the interval will cut the light into two and will be sent to the right and left eye. Both these lights will be different in nature. These two lights will be joined together by the brain to provide a virtual 3D image. In TVs having this technology, the remote is scoped up with an easy button which easily switches on and off the parallax barriers. Thus, if the parallax barrier is switched on, the TV will be in 3D mode. That is, it can be used for viewing 3D images. If the parallax barrier is off, the TV can be viewed in 2D mode. That is, the TV becomes a regular one. As this is the simplest method, it can be applicable in computer screens as well. You can play 3D games and turn it to 2D mode for working as well. The major disadvantage with this method is that you will have to sit at certain angles called sweet spots to get the best view. If you sit away from the prescribed angle, the TV appears to be blurred. Thus, the total number of viewers for watching a program in such a TV will be restricted. This is how the parallax barrier works. There in the image you can see a 2D display mode and a 3D display mode. Only difference is that in both the screens, if the parallax barrier is off, it becomes the 2D display mode. If the parallax barrier is on, it becomes the 3D display mode. There is a TFT LCD screen, then the switching liquid crystals. When the switching liquid crystals are off, then you get a 2D display, and when the switching is on, you get a 3D image, and after that there is a backlight. In 2D display mode, the switching liquid crystal is controlled so as to make the parallax barrier transparent, allowing all the lights to pass through. This causes the same image to be seen by the right and the left eye, resulting in a 2D image. A parallax barrier, whereas in the 3D display mode, a parallax barrier is created by controlling the switching liquid crystal, thereby separating the light into two images. This causes different images to be seen by the right and the left eyes, creating a sense of depth. Third autostereoscopic type is volumetric display. What if we could make a real 3D world? Yes, that is what volumetric display is all about. Though the development on this technology are not standard enough for practical application, researchers are all over the world are trying their best to create them. For this method to be practical in nature, there must be use of lasers and also rotating and vibrating mirrors. A recent display of such kind was made by using a high-speed rotating mirrors and a high-quality projector that projects the image on it. By this method, you will get a 360-degree view of a 3D image, which is a real 3D image. Future developments: touchscreen 3D TV. Recently, some researchers from Japan developed the world's first touchscreen 3D television system. Through such a TV, you can manually operate all the settings that is needed in a TV and also watch the videos in 3D mode. The virtual world is made with interesting touch capabilities that you are able to feel the image like they are floating right in front of you. Further developments are made so as to bring changes in the image manually by just touching them. This concept will surely revolutionize the gaming world as well. Players can experience a new sensation by holding weapons or sports utilizers while playing a game. As the developments are not going in high speed, there are doubts as to when this technology will come in practice. This technology can also be used to create virtual buildings and museums where you get to learn everything by touching them. 3D cameras. With the technology of 3D TV developing further, 3D cameras will soon come to use. But the only problem with this technology is that you will have to shoot the content in 3D format, and the shoot content will have to be viewed in 3D TV. Thus the expenses will be high, but if this method is further popularized, the prices may become less. The other problem of shooting in 3D is that you will need two cameras. These two cameras should be placed at a correct angle and they should work synchronously. Huge companies make 3D cameras by installing two lenses in the same camera. The topic is complete. We have studied in the part 1 the stereoscopic TV, and in the part 2 we studied about auto stereoscopic TVs. Thank you.